It's what makes us different that makes us special. But as children, those differences can be the source of pain and yearning for acceptance. Joining us with lessons for children on how to love thyself is Justine Green, disability advocate and author of the Completely Me series. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So you are not just an author, but you're also an educator, but you have drawn on personal experience that has pretty much led you to write these books. Can you tell us what your own journey has been like?
Of course, I was actually born with atresia and microtia. It means that I was born without an ear canal on my left side, no eardrum, and the ear that I was born with was deformed. As soon as I came out, I was whisked away from my mother because I was different, and they needed to check everything else before she even had a chance to look at me and count my toes and hold me. So even from birth, I knew I was different, and I went through 3 reconstructive surgeries by the time I was 9 years old. I was in and out of hospitals, doctors' offices, but other than that, I really felt like a normal kid. There was nothing that would have made me feel different until other people pointed it out. And that's what I really wanted to stress to the children now, is that we only know how we feel about ourselves. So to impose this idea of missing something or being different or incomplete is really not fair for everyone else.
And how old were you when you had these reconstructive surgeries?
So the first one actually took cartilage out in between my ribs and created a second or new ear behind my first. So at one point, I actually had 3 ears on my head as a little 7-year-old girl. I remember there were kids who would run away screaming, and it just broke my heart. And I didn't feel like anyone deserved that. And people had a hard time looking past it and seeing me for who I am.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reconstruction surgery, I have to say, looks fantastic. You are completely deaf, though, on the left side.
I am. I actually use hearing aids. I have always used accommodations through school. I am a lip reader. I use closed captioning. And I have to be honest, with the COVID-19 issue, where everyone started wearing masks, it was so difficult for me and for the deaf and hard of hearing community, because we rely heavily on visual cues. So to have not only the hearing that the voices that we hear muffled, and we are unable to see your lips. So it became a daily struggle to even go out in public.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I'm sure looking at other children that were that age or that are that age now with some of these disabilities and other challenges, differences, if you will, how do you then impart your own wisdom on those children?
You know, it took me a really long time to be comfortable in my own skin. And when I was doing my doctoral studies, I found that disability identity in people we don't reach that self-acceptance stage until our late 20s. And I said, well, that's not fair. We should learn to love ourselves for who we are from a young age. And for all of those young children, I created my series, Completely Me, to show children that they should be proud of who they are and that our imperfections are what make us perfect. So I, to these children, want to say that although other people may point out your differences, use it as a teachable moment. They should learn about your differences, and that they may even learn a lot about who you are and become your friend. A lot of people ask questions because they don't know. They point out because they don't know. So although it may hurt, try to use those moments to teach others.
Most definitely. Well, I think this is a good place to take a break. When we come back, I want to know if there's anything that you can impart to parents on conversations that they should be having with their children on this very subject. Also, where people can find your series. We're going to do that after the break. Don't go anywhere. We are back with author Justine Green, and we've been talking about her series of books, Completely Me. Really wonderful lessons to be learned, having grown up as someone with challenges, a disability, if you will, And just dealing with other children who see it as something kind of scary and that they don't know how to react. What I'd like to know is, what advice do you have for parents to impart on their children before, after they pick up these books, to better deal with some of the differences that other children have?
I think that my books are very much teaching tools. They are tools for parents, educators, grandparents, any adults really who want to teach others about these differences, because I found that a lot of adults have no idea how to bring this topic up. They're very nervous. They don't want to say the wrong thing. So for me, just starting is the best thing for everyone involved. We are only in the beginning of the disability rights movement. In 1990 was when the ADA was published. So that was only 31 years ago where we started truly advocating for disability rights. So we have so much more to do. And for a lot of older people, adults, grandparents, they are in a whole new world trying to deal with and teach and speak to young children about disabilities and differences. So just starting reading this book will help open up that conversation. It'll give your children the words, it'll help you find the words, and that's all we can really ask, is to start.
Absolutely. And in this series, you've already released a couple of books. What are the titles?
So the first one is Completely Me, that is my story. And then I have Completely Emmy, it's a cerebral palsy story. And my third one is Completely Matt, an ADHD story, is coming out in about 2 weeks. And then we have a dwarfism story coming out next. It's a really great series because each story is based on a real child's life. And that's what it showcases on the back, is a picture of the child it's written for.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And where can people pick up these books?
They're on Amazon, they're online. You can also go to our website, greenrosepublishing.com. And if you go to our website, there are lesson plans, activity packets that come with each book. And there's actually a part of our website where you can submit your own story to be chosen for the next book.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Justine. I really appreciate this.
Thank you for having me.
Compassion goes a long way, worth its weight in gold. We'll be right back.